Thank you, Mr. Howie. Anyone else that would like to address the school board at this time? If not, we do have a special presentation this evening by members of the Battle of the Books team. So this consists of students in grades 1 through 6 and their advisor, Mrs. Lezak. Good evening.
Good evening. So I'm going to have to stand over here. So these are two members.
Mrs. Lezak, would you, you can take the mic off the podium there.
Oh
if you
man,
want.
I still have
Yeah.
to use my teacher voice.
Well, we want to hear your teacher voice.
Okay, so I brought two of our members of our team, and this is Macy Wells, and this is Aiden Vermillier. Macy happens to be the captain of the Battle of the Books. We took 11 students with us, and in true Mrs. Lezak fashion, we're only allowed students grades 4 through 6. I guess I break rules, because I took 1st through 6th. So actually, the majority of the students that went were under that 4th grade, and they held their own for sure. So Macy, reluctantly, I'm going to have her talk a little bit about what it was like at Battle of the Books. You don't have to read it. You can just tell them what it was like.
It was very fun.
What did we do?
We answered questions about books we read. We had to read a lot of books, and when we got to the competition, we had to answer the questions about the books.
So did they give you a list of books to read, specific books?
Yeah.
So I will let Aiden, and Aiden was so excited at the competition that he didn't even wait for them to call on him. He gave the answers whether they wanted it or not. And yeah, he is the most excitable little guy ever. So he wants to talk a little bit about the books he read, just a couple of them. And we didn't decide to take the team until we knew that we weren't going to States for Odyssey of the Mind, because I unfortunately cannot be in two places at once. So we had a month to prepare with 42 books. We met twice a week and basically quizzed on the books, and Mrs. Lezak relied on AI a lot. And sometimes it failed. They're like, that is not even in the book. I'm like, well, I didn't have time to read all 42 books, so AI is not always correct. But I will let him talk about a couple of the books.
The books that I read were The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Dear Levi, The Phantom Tollbooth, and Color Courage.
What was your favorite?
My favorite book of them all has to be The Phantom Tollbooth. It has a world around a boy who was so bored that he just wanted something to do.
Where did we start to read that?
How I started reading it was in enrichment.
I might have known it was on the list. So we did start reading it in Richmond. All right. So yeah, so basically there's 42 books, and we go in and we compete against other teams. They ask a series of questions. In the final round, so we went 3 rounds, and in the final one, you can steal each other's points. We did not fare very well in that round. The disappointment, every time they did not do one of his books, he was like, oh, I knew that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had to hold in the excitement. We're like, don't answer for the other team. Whoops. Yeah, well, it won't go back. Anyway, so like I said, we did take one first grader who absolutely held her own. I think she only missed one question that was asked. Very impressive. We took 4 third graders, 2 fourth graders, 3 fifth graders, and 1 sixth grader. And like I said, Macy was actually the captain of the team. You can't see it from there, but this was the list. Last year, we did take a high school team but I'm not at the high school this year, so we didn't do that. I would like to thank PTG for actually buying the books that we didn't have in our library, and Mrs. Leonard, who got those books around, but PTG did supply money to get the books that we needed. So that was very helpful. And this is just a couple of the pictures. They were the Rise of the Readers, which I think is great. They used Rise because that's our PBIS, which I think that's really cool, that they integrated that into the name. So here we are. They sit in a circle. The rooms are sweltering hot. It's a lot of fun. Macy's in the middle because she has to do all the answering. So they tell her the answer, and then she gives it to the judge. Or she can designate one of them to answer. And I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Out of 12 teams, we took 8th place, which is not bad considering there were a lot of teams were like, I know they're not in 4th grade. So I was trying to keep it a secret, but some of them did not look like they were in 4th grade. So they're like, how old are they? So they were very impressed with how well we did. I think last year you might have come in last. So it's an improvement. Next year we can only go up. I did ask them to maybe try to make it on a different date than Odyssey States because we wouldn't have been able to take a team. So thank you. Thank you for your support with Odyssey and Battle of the Books. I appreciate it. And the kids do too, right? Anything you want to add? All right. Thank you. Yes.
Mrs. Lezak, I do have a question.
Yes.
Where were the 12 teams based out of? Was it just the northern tier, Bradford County, Sullivan County? Were they?
They are from all over, yeah. We went to Tioga. It was April 5th, Northern Tioga School District, so we drove 2 vans, Mrs. Malinowski and I. They're from all over. I don't even,
Okay.
Mr. Wells, Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And secretively, you didn't know this, but I offered that if no one else was going to host, that we would this year. But thank God somebody stepped up because it's a lot of work. So, but I could have picked the date. But
How far in advance do they provide the book list?
we get them, and they can start reading on Christmas break. So that gives you an idea of how fast we put a team together. Now, some of them were reading, but others were not. So we did it pretty quickly. So I'm very impressed.
I'd like to ask Macy, was there any books on Taylor Swift or Harry Potter that you had to read?
No.
No.
You would have known those, right?
Do you see his excitement? He said, I would love it. I would love it. And he did that the whole time. The Harry Potter, yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
Just saying, I love that enthusiasm, Aiden. And Macy, great job, and let your teammates know that we're very proud of them, okay?
Although our first grader did call out one of the judges. Yeah, she said she had screwed a point up, and at that point we were losing. I was like, it's all right. And the lady goes, well, I was doing well, and Miss Charlotte looks at him and says, until now. She's like, there's always one in every crowd.
Those are leadership skills.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. All righty, let's keep moving forward here. We'll go down to our consent agenda. Number 2 with the minutes. Recommend that the board approve the minutes presented on the 7th of April of this year. Down to instruction for conference requests. That's in letter A. Letter B, number 3, is the field trip requests that were mentioned in the packet. Item C is the revised 25-26 school calendar draft for the 25-26 school year. Athletics and recreation for athletic personnel in number 4. Number 5, consent with finance transfers for April 25. The treasurer's report, including the cafeteria, capitals projects, federal programs, and general fund, all in the month of March. Letter C, the Berkheimer tax report for April. Number 6, for personnel under employment, the board report for the personnel changes that we do have within the district. So do we have a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda at this time?
Use more, Ron.
Keep going.
Oh, there is more.
First reading, second reading.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you.
We have 7.
Thank you, board. Okay, they just didn't have consent on here, okay. Okay, yes, moving on down, number 7, the district policy updates, the first reading. For policies 610, 611, and 614 involving purchases and payroll authorization. And then the final reading, letter B, number 234, 247, 249, 336, 339, and 824. So I think I'm all done now. So anyway, do we have a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? In fact, Dr. Tejan, why don't you explain what the change is in the 25-26 school calendar for this year?
So the main change was to, can you hold it? The primary change, can you hear me? No? No? Okay, now can you hear me? Okay, great. So the main change was to add built-in snow days to the calendar. So that did push out graduation to June 5th. However, we likely will not need to use FID days this year, so it will really allow teachers to be in the classrooms with their students and really maximize that learning time.
Thank you, Dr. Tejan. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So moved. Down to our roll call items for the bills list, and that would be for April 2025, the bills. If everyone has seen the bills, do we have a motion and a second to pay them?
Second.
We have a motion and second. Questions or comments on any of the bills? All righty, Mrs. Luchenko.
We'll begin with Mrs. Agnew. Yes, except I abstain on number 1, please. Mrs. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Clement?
Yes.
Mr. Petrini?
Yes.
Mr. Ruth?
Yes.
Mr. Skirpon?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bowl?
Yes. Okay, now down to reports. The high school principal's report. Hello, Mrs. Ely.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have a lot to say tonight. I just want to remind parents we're starting PSSA testing tomorrow here at the high school. Those tests will run through April 30th, and then makeups will happen the first few days of May for any students who might be absent. Get your suits and high heels ready. Prom is going to happen this Saturday at the Sarah Elks Lodge. The theme is Tangled, and the fun starts at 7 p.m. And we're all excited here at the high school about our Top 10 banquet that's coming up rapidly. That will happen on May 1st, so congratulations to those students and their families for achieving such an honor. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Ely. Mr. Howie, Assistant Principal's report.
It's more of an athletic report. Just wanted to remind folks that we are currently doing signups for the 25-26 school year. So any athletes, student athletes for next year, Family ID is open. If you need help, give a holler and we'll talk you through it. If you've already been in it, it should just be a couple of clicks and a submit. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Howie. Mrs. Morrell, the report from Snyder is on the way.
Good evening. Thank you again to Mr. Claypool and the business office team and Buildings and Grounds for making it possible to have that new speaker system in the auditorium. We watched our first movie during our PBIS day before Easter break, and it was phenomenal. I walked out and into my office, and you could hear the rumbling of the thunder coming through the auditorium, so it was well worth it. So thank you again for that. At the elementary school, we did start our PSSA testing today in grades 3 through 6. It was probably one of the better attendance days that we have, even coming after a break from school. Thank you to all of the staff for your help. It truly was a team effort, whether you were in a tested grade or not. They were terrific about switching the schedule around, and they certainly could have done it without me today. They knew exactly all the procedures and what they needed to do. So again, thank you to all of them. I truly appreciate it. Meredith, thank you for all your hard work that you do. I know the kids were very excited and represented us very well at Snyder. And last but not least, Dr. Tejan, I'd like to thank you for your attention to detail when it comes to answering emails, texts, and phone calls. I know you're very busy, but you have certainly made it a priority to make it feel like you're reaching out to us as soon as we have a question. So thank you for that. That's all that I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrell.
You're welcome.
Mr. Handrick, good evening.
You'd at least pick up your head like you missed me. Good evening, everybody. A couple just quick notes. Our State Systemic Improvement Plan, or SSIP team, is receiving recognition for the work that it does. The team is focused on reducing our special ed dropout rate and dropout rate overall. Our Patan consultant, Tara Russo, interviewed Dr. Tejan and myself last week in preparation for presenting our team's work to other Patan consultants and other school districts within the state. So it's kind of a little feather in our cap. The team consists of Dr. Tejan, myself, Mrs. Ely, Ms. Grunza, Mrs. Schreiber, Mrs. Ramsey, and the consultant. And she really said she just felt like the team's inclusivity and the way we welcome kids and our student focus was one of the reasons why we wanted to share some stuff. And she basically we now run the meetings, and she's taken some documents that we've had and taken them back and shared them with. So it's kind of a nice gesture. We weren't super excited when we got tabs for this about 4 years ago, but it has been a good thing. And then I just wanted to update the board that we are currently examining Student Information Systems, or SIS for short. Our current SIS is obviously Skyward, and they're going to force all districts to upgrade in 2026. And we wanted to have the time to evaluate systems thoroughly, so we assembled a team that has been working through systems and presentation. It's a pretty diverse team. We have everybody from central office, obviously for PIMS, child accounting, special education, guidance office staff, main office staff, technology, teachers and administrators. So far we've looked at 3 systems and plan to look at Skyward as well to see what they have to offer. And I'll keep the board updated as we move forward. You probably saw there was a fund transfer for that as we move forward. So I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop for that. Go ahead, Mr. Skripal.
Transition. Is there an estimated transition period, time?
It depends on, and that's one of the questions we have for them. It depends on the platform or the company. I've seen as much as 8 months, and one was kind of that we're probably not very happy with. It was like, oh, you can do that. We'll send you the directions. So we're looking heavily at the transition, the support, and training as we move. And I would really like to see us try to focus on one that can do just about everything. So we have one platform. It's not going to do everything. It'll have to communicate with like our math program and with different programs. So the interconnectedness is important as well.
But you'll go into 2026 or 5-6 with Skyward initially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. The goal would be to probably make it a long transition, and the new system would be completely operational for 26, 27.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Thank you, Mr. Handrick. All right, the IU-17 report, Mrs. Agnew.
I don't have anything to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Down to the Career Center report. I'll give you a quick update on what's going on down there. Just want to let everyone know that the seniors completed their NOCTI assessment testing, which consists of their skill tests as well as their written tests, and we should be getting some results by next month, so we'll let you in on what the results were. We're hoping down there that they have 90 or above on both of those tests, and so like I said, they've been very successful here in the past couple of years to put it right up around the 90 percentile. The skills tests have been right up around 95, just to let you folks know. Also, the awards day is May 22nd down at the Towanda High School auditorium. There's 2 sessions, and for our school district, they'll be involved with the awards day in the afternoon at 1 p.m. That's down at the Towanda High School. 71 students are currently participating in the co-op and DO programs down there. And a quick shout out to Guthrie Healthcare. They presented to the Pre-Nursing 2 program regarding the opportunity for the LPN Post-Secondary Education Certification sponsored through Guthrie at the Northern Tier Career Center. Pre-Nursing 2 students are observing right now at Guthrie's Towanda Memorial Hospital, and believe me, that is a big plus. Also, the last report from the sale down at the machine shop center, which they have phased out, they have received $80,000 for the equipment that was out there online. So that will be helping for different things as well. So that's everything I have from the Career Center. And over to PSBA, I would like to just give a quickie here that right now that we have the advocacy group working down at the Capitol right now. The House is right now meeting on the budget, so they've got people up on the Hill taking care of what we should need to know for Advocacy Day coming up on the 13th down in Harrisburg. I will be attending that, and if there's anything from the administrative staff, the board, teachers, if there's anything that you would like me to ask our representatives about, please forward me the questions, and I will be glad to address them. I'm also going to be addressing a couple of questions also that the Career Center has also given me. But other than that, I would like in the next session just to give you a quick synopsis on the state of education for the year 2025 in the next, in May, I think it is. I'll give you the date later. Other than that, that's everything I can tell you from PSBA. Committee reports. Anyone that would like to give a quick committee report at this time?
Are you ready for me, Mr. Cole? Okay.
Bring it on.
It's been a few weeks, so I figured I would, prep you in advance.
Thank you.
All right, for athletics, we had an athletic committee meeting last week. It went great. Spring sports are all in motion, and all of the teams are making significant growth, which is great. Before I left Riverfront today, baseball and softball was in full swing, and there were a lot of fans over there, so that was great to see. A few dates to remember. May 8th is senior letter recognition. May 18th is the Redskin Club banquet. And June 7th is summer rec signups. I want to give a quick thank you to Mr. Green and his crew for the softball field at Snyder, so the one that sits right on Keystone Avenue. That one was updated today with new bases, infield dirt, and they're working on getting that field ready to play potential games. So if you've ever been to Riverfront Park, while it is beautiful, the softball field holds water. So a lot of times Mr. Claypool is rescheduling games, and it pushes things back significantly. So improving that field is going to be great. I am proposing that we work on the field by the fish playground at Snyder as well. That would give junior high a space to practice. Right now they're practicing in grass more often than not, and I really would like to see those girls in the dirt instead. It just gives them a better opportunity for play. In terms of improvements, the gym floor is being worked on over the summer. And the last thing is Sayre Little League opening day. Brian, Saturday, the 26th. You mentioned that to me earlier because I clearly had no idea. So if you are around, come out and see those kids. They're going to have a ton of fun. The league is huge. There's a parade that will start at 10 a.m. And we're going to close down the road because of it. So it's going to be a big day. So if you can come out, come see us. That's it.
Thank you. Hey, by the way, while I'm thinking of it too, Mrs. Blythe, just to give everybody a heads up that the bleachers on the side that is facing, or I should say in back of Hopkins Street, you'll also see a change over there coming up by the time football season comes around as well. Okay, Mr. Hickey, I see you're ready.
Yep, we did have a meeting of the Finance Committee last week. We discussed the budget, going over it for the last few times before the preliminary comes out. Is that the end of this month? Or
That'll
May?
be May.
End of May, we'll have the preliminary budget out for the end of May. We did discuss these projects we're going to have in the summer, the gym floor, the accessible restrooms at this school and at Snyder, and the bleachers. And we have a couple other things that we're looking at. We won't be done this year, but we're looking at engineering and bids for those.
Thank you, Mr. Hickey. Anyone else from the committees that wish to give a report at this time? Very good. So now you got to hear from me again. Anyway, I want to just say thank you to everyone for being here this evening, and I definitely want to say I appreciate the work of this board, the admin team, the teachers, and everyone that is doing something very good around our community. Like I said, just go out on our Facebook page and school district page. Like I said, you'll see lots of things going on with cleanups, etc. I mean, our students are really doing something good out there, outside these doors. I also want to say congratulations to the Sayre FBLA on a great year. Many places, I'm going to just name off people here. They are also out on the Facebook page. Liam Berry, Brooke Romig, Emily Chilson, Reagan Parrish, Kaylee. Like I said, we're very proud of our FBLA students. And also, our Sayre FBLA placed 9th in the state for the largest per capita state project contribution with $830 donation to the Red Cross. So I want to give a big shout out to them. And one thing that I do have as well, and I don't want to really go into too much detail, but I do want people to know, as far as Mrs. Northrup, I appreciate Mrs. Northrup's presentation that she gave us this evening. But again, considering the issue that was expressed concerning the bus driver's alleged incident, one thing I do appreciate is Mr. Claypool reaching out to the Grace Christian Academy about the agreement and the investigations that were going on. We did react when the parent reached out to the borough police, who in turn also got a hold of the state police. They looked into the situation as of the March 19th video that they did request from us, and with review with the district attorney's office, they actually closed the case on that. So the alleged driver grabbing a student, we couldn't determine on the bus video after the student could not describe who was being grabbed. Another said that nothing he had seen, but another said that the driver had placed her hand on a student. From February 28th through March the 19th, the driver was not acting hostile or yelling towards anyone on the bus that we could see on the videos or from hearing. The driver was found speeding on Route 220 on the 4-lane expressway, and also that she had asked a student to locate another one while on the bus was in motion here in town. And these incidents have been handled by the bus company itself, so that has been taken care of. Due to the issues that the driver has been placed on, we have the bus company as well as the district have put her on another route, and like I said, until the end of the school year. So hopefully, we will come up with a definite remedy to this issue that, that allegedly has been happening. But lastly, not part of the investigation, is that the last time frame that the students have been, they were found crawling on the floor of the bus, as well as switching seats while the buses have been in motion. And again, that is quite a distraction for a bus driver. And again, we just urge anyone that has a child that's riding the bus to urge safety on there, to make sure that they, are staying seated on the buses and stuff. So, but other than that, we do appreciate the comments. We just hope that we can find a definite good a good solution to this. Again, we're looking at getting cameras and better equipment inside those buses. So, again, bear with us. Hopefully, we'll get these problems solved in a good fashion, a good, timely fashion. So, other than that, that's everything for me. Dr. Tejan.
Good evening again, everyone. So, in response to a question that Mr. Skirpon had posed previously regarding the dating violence policy, I just wanted to share publicly, since the question was posed publicly, after consultation with our solicitor, school code does require us to have that policy, just as a procedure that the district would follow in case a situation did arise. Ultimately, we have to follow the law, but the policy really is more of a it's more providing guidance and a procedure for the district. And then as a follow-up to Mr. Handrick's report and the SSIP team, the team may also be receiving even more recognition at the national level, which would be very exciting. So more to come on that as that unfolds. And then my last thing is I just wanted to say thank you to the board for approving that calendar that I spoke about earlier. So that's it for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tejan. Moving on down, the next Sayre Area Board of Directors meeting will be on May 5th, right here in the auditorium, beginning at 7 p.m. Anyone else that would like to bring anything before the board at this time?
Yes, Mr. Cole.
Please.
I would just like to say thank you from all the drivers for today. Was Bus Driver Appreciation Day, from what I understand. Up at Snyder, they did a nice little thing for all the drivers, and they had it over the radio, so they really appreciated that.
Right.
That was needed. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you, Mrs. Agnew. Anyone else?